4.5 months ago, I went to a Chinese buffet for lunch, and at lunch, I got a little fortune cookie and I popped it open and it said, "Your life is a blank canvas. Paint it with your dreams." 4 hours later, I got fired from my cushy corporate job and thrust me into a land of reinvention. I started posting online and one video took off, then another. Suddenly, I'm becoming a content creator, an influencer. I'm still wrestling with that terminology. I don't know what to call myself exactly, but it's been about 4.5 months and I'm actually starting to make money and see real growth across multiple different platforms. And I just wanted to kind of share more behind the scenes, what my journey has been like. It's been up and down. There have been struggles and I'm still kind of in the bumpy middle of figuring it all out. At first, my instinct was just to get a corporate job again, because stability, I'm a Capricorn, I'm a millennial. I think everything kind of rational in your brain and in life points you to go to something that is going to give you that stable paycheck. And I tried to chase that, and just months and months of rejection. I've applied to over 100 jobs. I had really high level references and referrals, director level, VP level sometimes, to jobs. I didn't even get a phone call, a screener. I think I've had a total of maybe 5 interviews, 2 that I did go all the way with, still didn't get. And so it's just been kind of this opportunity to say, okay, is life trying to push me in a different direction? And maybe that's not true. I'm not entirely sure if that's where life is going, because a lot of people have told me it takes 6 to 12 months to find a corporate job, especially a professional services job right now, given the market is, quote, frozen, meaning just like people aren't moving. It's sort of like the housing market. When interest rates are high, people are going to stay in their old homes, even if they've outgrown them or even if they want a new one, because they're afraid of the interest rates. They're afraid of the market. Same thing is happening with jobs right now. Everyone's just kind of sitting in their jobs, and employers are nervous about the economy, so they're not hiring. But maybe an opening will happen in the next few months, because I'm just about to hit 5 months of being unemployed or laid off, or I call it my micro retirement or my pre-40 sabbatical, because I'm trying to rebrand it. I'm tired of all of the questions people ask me sounding really depressing. People are like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "I'm kind of homeless." Like I'm not. I'm staying with family right now. But like, I got rid of my place because I was like, I can't afford to float an apartment and live off my savings. I don't have a relationship. Like, there's just so many things. And so I've just been saying all these like fun twists on that. Like, I'm in my micro retirement. I'm in my pre-40 sabbatical. I'm on a US city rotational tour. Like, just finding ways to make the conversation not like pivot into sadness when someone asks me kind of those like very rote questions at a bar or anywhere that I'm at. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. But the content creation thing, I wanted to share more about that, because you don't become a content creator or you don't start earning money in a new dream overnight. Like, there are steps to get there. And so for me, it kind of started accidentally. Like, I just started posting videos on one platform that almost got banned, and the videos just kept popping off. Like, I really gained confidence in myself by just like posting over there, because it kind of felt like this is a place where people don't judge me and they don't know me. And I've had a lot of people, after seeing some of my growth, reach out being like, "How did you do this? I'm really struggling." Like, one of a lot of the blocks that I hear from people are they're worried about what people think of them. And I totally get that. I think that's a major obstacle for a lot of people when they're trying to do something new and they're putting their heart and soul out there. And so I would just say, find a space to practice your art or practice your business or practice your idea where it's like strangers. And so for me, that was that app that almost got banned, because I didn't have people following me that knew me. And then all of a sudden I was posting videos and they would go like over a million. Like, I have multiple videos that really took off. You start to see that it's not luck, that there's something else there, and you don't know what yet. Do people like you? Are your ideas good? What is it? You don't know. You're still figuring it out. But when you have multiple, you realize it's not luck. I've done a lot of study around imposterism, or the feeling like an imposter. And one of the main things that I really like about that concept is this thing where you're unable to internalize the good things that happen to you, or that sometimes you attribute the good things in your life to luck. And I think that was something I was battling with a little bit at first too. But then I noticed that people were downloading my videos from that app and posting it on another app. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get in front of this, because I didn't have my confidence on platforms where I had, you know, people that knew me. But then I was like, people are stealing my ideas almost. So I started jumping over there, and then that took off. So it sort of takes like a little boulder with moss growing on it. You're going downhill and you're kind of slowly throwing your ideas out there and figuring out what works. Then all of a sudden I got accepted into a fund that allowed me to get paid, the Creator Fund. And so I got some money that way. It wasn't a ton. I'll do a separate video, kind of like one of those salary transparency ones where I talk about like the money that I'm earning from content creation. I'll go into more detail on that. But for now, I kind of want to explain just like the high level steps I'm taking to kind of transition from corporate job to creator, influencer. I don't know. The title, we're working on it. Okay. We're working on the title. And those Creator Fund payouts were not like earth shattering. They definitely wouldn't cover my rent. I'm not that big yet, but they were helpful, and they felt like, again, little encouragements from the universe, right? Which I think are important to notice. So then I got some coaching. I met with some other people that were creators, and they're like, you need to make a media kit. And I was like, oh my God, amazing. And I had some experience with that because I used to run a food magazine. And of course, like when we were doing ad sales and trying to drum up partnerships, we had like a media kit that kind of detailed what our magazine was about, who we were, what our values were, and sort of, you know, what were our demographics, our reach of our readership. And so I was like, oh, I have to do the same thing with my new platforms. So I did that. And then I started going into like business development. And I think having done ad sales, print sales, really prepared me for this moment because, and there was a really great book called The $1 Million Weekend. And the book itself is average, but there's a chapter about rejection therapy and putting yourself out there, and you have to ask for things and get really used to rejection in order to succeed at life. Because yes, you may get rejected 10 times, but if one person says yes, it could change your life. And so I made a goal that every day, every weekday, I reach out to 5 different companies or 5 different brands that I want to work with. And I do those reach outs. So I'm essentially creating like a sales funnel of like, hope not all of them will respond. Some of those, only a few of those will translate into meetings. Only a few of those will translate into deals, but that's like the pipeline, the funnel, right? Like if I reach out to 100 companies, maybe I'll get 20 that will agree to meet with me. Maybe I'll get 5 to 10 deals, right? And so I'm just sort of trying to develop that because I got some really good coaching from another influencer that said, if you just think that brands are going to come to you, like, yes, that happens occasionally, but 1, it's not that often. And 2, they're not always brands that you want to work with. And if you want to become a creator that is essentially posting stuff that feels really authentic and sincere and have good conversion rates for your partners, you should be passionate about the products and or already use them. So a lot of the brands that I'm reaching out to are things that I feel like I already use, I already love, that I would genuinely cherish working with. And that's kind of how I'm starting. So I think I built my media kit 3 weeks ago, and I've reached out to 100 companies. I've been pretty aggressive. I'm a Capricorn, if that's not evident. So anyway, this is going to be my first sort of like behind the scenes, longer form, first time going horizontal. I have no idea what I'm doing, you all. Like, thank you so much for your support. We just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in 3 weeks. And that is just a huge milestone. You got to celebrate the small wins, baby. So I hope everyone has a good week. And I don't know if this is helpful or anything to anyone. If you have feedback for me, let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to figure out how to go a little more BTS and share. Bye.